did not like Angie, but they are going to hate Siviwe. The South African Democratic Teachers Union already made it clear that they are not a fan of her. And they've made it clear that it's because she comes from a party who fails to see how colonialism and inequality has tied into education and how it's still playing a role in the inequality experienced in the education sector right now. The DA has also made it clear that they do not like unions, but I don't think you realize how clear the DA has made it. Now, this is page 13 of the DA's manifesto. I've spoken about this before, but I want to tell it to you again. They want to make labor unions pay a deposit before they can go on a strike. And you must pay this deposit to an independent body. They don't say how much. They don't say who the independent body is. But the labor union must pay money before you go on a strike. I'm not surprised that SADTU is not a fan of them. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think the DA is a fan of her either. I feel like they have set her up for failure. This is like sending a lamb to the slaughter. Because this is a conservative / maybe liberal party going into an area with a very strong union, and they don't like her. I don't know what's going to happen here. Mind you, the DA, as I said in the previous video, in the Western Cape, does not prioritize education. They have taken money from health and education and pushed it into security. And when I say security, the DA's version of security is buying equipment and cars and tech and that kind of stuff, like JP Smith's version of equipment, which is spending money on procurement budget and white-owned companies, not like your version of security, like employing people. They spend money on white-owned companies. They would rather take money on education and health and spend it there. Shame. But you know what? She's going to deserve it also. This Deputy White is going to get what's coming to her. I don't know what she's doing here, but you've earned this. I hope the money's good. I hope it's worth it. You must enjoy it while you can.
The Democratic Alliance Minister of Basic Education, Siviwe Gwarube, has to be the most cruel minister I've ever seen. She's so cruel and mean that she is making students that are in the rural areas, she basically bought them tables that are portable, but the tables, they have to carry them home. And these students are grade R students. Imagine that. These things are very heavy. Look how heavy they are.
The idea behind these mobile desks is to make life easy for the learners and teachers. South Africa, like many other countries in the continent and abroad, is facing many infrastructure challenges. These challenges affect the performance of learners, dignity and self-esteem.
The few people who know Democratic Alliance's mandate should know that the DA is for business, not for the people. As you can see, that was McDonald's. They have other bags that are sponsored by other companies. Trust me, these are tenders and the DA is giving tenders to these companies, but at the end of the day, they are abusing students.
According to UNESCO, there are 3 million children in South Africa alone that do not have desks at school. In Africa, there are 95 million children without desks at school, and globally, over 400 million children do not have desks at school. By a child not having a desk, their handwriting is affected, their focus, their concentration, their homework delivery, and their overall academic ability is affected.
It is shocking that we have so many teachers, and we estimate more than 200 teachers are not allowed to go back to schools because a contract has been suddenly cancelled. And this is a direct result of the DA incompetence in running with the education in the Western Cape. And I'm not surprised it's happening. We are at election time and the DA is trying to play games with a hidden agenda, and they've sent money back from the national budget, and this could have been stopped. Now we blame the national government, which is the incompetence of the administration in the Western Cape. One of the schools I went to, Steamerk High School, we have a number of teachers that are now unemployed. Classrooms have now a total of 70 people plus in the classrooms. It makes it difficult for the child to succeed, to pass, and to become an asset in our society, because a direct result of a failed DA government, that if you go into their schools, you don't find the same issue. If the unions cannot battle the issue, then ARA will have to do a court application to solve this issue.
I'm Mr. Faisal. ex-educator of Steenberg High School.
I'm Ms. Kay van Diemen, ex-educator here at Steenberg High School.
I am Ms. Lowe. I am an ex-educator at Steenberg High School. We signed contracts on the 15th and the 14th of March that stated that we will be here for the duration of the year up until the 31st of December. Yet upon our return on Wednesday, we were called in to say that we no longer have jobs.
My whole grade 11 has no teacher. Ms. Lowe's grade 10s don't have a teacher. What are they going to do? They can't take the subject away. Who are they going to have to force to take it on?
Like Ms. Van Diemen mentioned earlier, these kids come from disadvantaged backgrounds already. Our education department does not work for our kids. The system is not put in place to help our children. We know that. Which is why we are there. We try to go the extra mile. We go to these expos. We go to the seminars. You held a seminar, a novice teacher seminar on Saturday, the week that school closed. The Saturday they held a novice seminar. Why? Why are you having it for young teachers? A novice teacher seminar was held for young educators. People coming in like Mr. Geyser, first years. But now we are sitting on our jobs. So what was the purpose of... You were supposed to motivate us in that sense, yet we sit with our jobs.
And I'm sure they knew what was about to happen, and that was just to smear clothes.
Well, that was a perfect opportunity to actually make people aware of what was going to happen.
Like, we would have understood if they had to tell us at the beginning of April, look here, the end of the month you need to go. But you're telling us on the first day, immediately, gone, salary gone.
You have a new minister in the Department of Basic Education, Cyril Ramaphosa. How do you respond to that?
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers at home, and thank you for having us indeed. We have acknowledged that the president has the prerogative to appoint whoever they want to appoint, and the appointment is in terms of that prerogative, and therefore we acknowledge that. However, we must say that this is an affront for the appointment of Ms. Bill because in the manifesto of the DA is creating a narrative based obviously on ideologies that the DA believes in, that SANTU is a stumbling block to quality education. And the DA has been clear in terms of rejecting those transformational policies that the Department of Basic Education wanted to implement, including rejecting the BELA Bill that basically wanted to help us to deal with issues of language, which would address the issues of discrimination in our school based on language. And therefore, the relationship basically is what the minister will have got to look at. We have created an environment where labor peace has been there for many, many years, and that is very important. And therefore, the appointment of a DA minister who does not believe in transformation, who does not believe in equity, who does not believe in the ingrained and meshed narrative, which is very deficit in terms of the student achievement, and only understanding that students achieve because they must work very hard. And not understanding that opportunities and the environment is very important for those particular students. It is going to define the relationship moving forward, and therefore we really are not happy, I must indicate, with the department being headed by a person from the DA, irrespective of whether black or white or brown. That is not an issue. The issue is those beliefs and ideologies that the DA still have, that you have the poor and the working class must always accept the inferior status, and this white supremacy mentality is governing the DA throughout. And we have seen it even in terms of the letters that have been leaked, the statement by Helen Zille. But obviously, that is their culture, that is their belief, that's their ideology, and that's the issue.
Yep. 6 weeks ago, the Western Cape government suddenly announced that it needed to cut 2,400 teacher posts from 2025. But the numbers don't add up because the national education budget was increased from 2023 to 2024, and both the national and the provincial governments tabled a balanced budget in March 2024 with no teacher cuts. Provinces around the country share 42% of the country's total revenue as a provincial equitable share. How much each province gets includes a formula where 48% of the amount the province gets is based on education demand in the province. The Western Cape will get 194 billion rand over the next 3 years, of which 93 billion rand should be allocated to education, but they've only allocated 84 billion rand to education. So they have defunded education by over 8 billion rand over the next 3 years, while the MEC claims that he has a 3.8 billion rand shortage over the next 3 years. Clearly the province has the funding but has chosen to fund other things.
Hi guys, good morning. So the Minister of Basic Education, Usiviwe Gwarube, let me show you, she has
Is to make life easy for the learners and teachers.
approved i-desika nezitulo, like desk and chairs for kids, for the younger kids, like 6 years old, because they say that there's a lack of desika, especially from rural areas, for abantwana. Let me show you. So upper, as you can see, this is the desk with the chair. But the problem with these desks and chairs, as the child has to carry them home, and the child has to carry them to school in the morning. Let's check the practicality. Okay, here's another picture of classes when Zisongiwe. Oh, Chris Excel, yes, he actually posted this, and I was not even thinking about water. When I saw, I'm gonna show you guys, when I saw them, I was not even thinking about the kids that cross in the rivers to get to school. I was thinking about Yamilal. It would be so impossible where Yamilali to umdana to push oganya pule la desk nasa stool from home to school, because first of all, you will not get a school in my rural areas that is a 5-minute walk. Iskolo is far. It can be 30 minutes, it can be an hour to go to school. You're telling me that a 6-year-old will pull that thing? It's impossible. There's another option for Babas Beleg where they don't they don't pull them but carry them on their back. That's still, guys, a 6-year-old, guys. Someone said to see who Benzongatingoku, they don't have ilali, even if akakulelanga kuzo party. Apparently ilali zake kusegini. Yabo. Mnandithi. Yay. Even if umntu akakhulelanga zilalini, you see the circumstances of ilali. Uba senjani. It's way impossible. If umntana besiya esikoleni 10 minutes away from school up in the township, that can work. For abantwana basezilalini, guys. Abantwana basezilalini. Umntana omncinci esiya esikoleni abe exwaye la sigumba kumbi idesika yakhe nesitulo sakhe sixwaye apha emqolo. It's not practical, guys. And whenever people come with these innovations and people reject it, especially the EFF, it's always seen as if, no, the EFF is jealous. Guys, practicality. Honestly, it always seems like people are jealous. No. They don't want to congratulate the good work. But I don't know how Usiviwe Gwarube can approve those things. I don't understand. You guys let me know. Let me know. Let me know, guys.
Effort to bring solutions to many challenges facing learners from impoverished rural communities. The idea behind these mobile desks is to make life easy for the learners and teachers. South Africa, like many other countries in the continent and abroad, is facing many infrastructure challenges. These challenges affect the performance of learners, dignity and self-esteem.
According to UNESCO, there are 3 million children in South Africa alone that do not have desks at school. In Africa, there are 95 million children without desks at school.
Conclusion. While the DA positions itself as a proponent of quality education and institutional autonomy, Its policies have sparked debates about inclusivity, governance, and the balance between tradition and transformation. The party's approach to education reform continues to be a focal point of discussion within South Africa's evolving political landscape.